Yeah, I mean, like I said, it doesn't even have to be imagined because it happened. I mean, you look at if you go back and look at the Reconstruction period, right after the Civil War,
Right.
we were left alone. You leave us alone. Who was farming those fields? They didn't know how to do it. You know what I'm saying? So they're like, yo, just give us this land.
Right.
We're gonna farm it. We're out farming everybody. We're building our own businesses. We're building, well, we're not necessarily building schools, but we're taking over the schools. We have our own schools. We have our own businesses. We have our own neighborhoods.
Right.
And we're doing better than the people who didn't have any of their rights inhibited, right? That fear exists. I said, and my dad, you know, before he passed a few years ago, he would say, he was like, hey man, when Obama got elected, he said, oh man, because that pendulum, my dad always talks about the pendulum. He said, man, when that pendulum swing back this way, boy, you know, you know, so you got that.
We knew.
But I really think as far as when it comes to relationships between, you know, Black men and Black women, I think that bubble, we need that bubble back for a minute, because I really feel like there's outside influence saying that, man, you're gonna let your woman lead you, like, you know.
Right. And that's a Eurocentric ideology. You know what I mean? That we have to reshape how it is that we feel about that, and know that we have to be good counsel to each other in order for this, you know, Afrocentric or African diasporic ecosystem to work. Because it's not even just man to woman, it's understanding that there's so many different things about us that we have to incorporate in making ourselves better as individuals. Right. So whether that's, you know, I was born African-American in this country, and there's somebody who is Nigerian or somebody who's from the Caribbean, we need to learn from them. You know what I'm saying? We need to take what we can get from them and then share what we know to become better. And I think also from a man to a woman, how do women reconcile certain things so that as a man, I can become more whole in understanding who we are as human beings, not just in an intimate relationship, but just understanding women have a different perspective, and that perspective lends itself to me becoming more whole in how it is that I look at humanity. But go ahead, I'm sorry, Anthony.
No, I was gonna speak to like our Nigerian brothers and sisters. You know, the diaspora is here, man.
It's here.
I'm really plugged in here with the Sudanese and Southern Egyptian community. I'm like, they all like, man, you everybody think I'm from Sudan out here. It's crazy. And I'm like, man, maybe I am, you know. Right. But one of the things I've talked to with good one of my colleagues, man, I'm like, how long have you been here? He'd be like, oh, I came to the US in 1970, whatever. And we just had a real good talk. Like, what did they tell you about Black Americans? And he was like, well, in the 70s, man, you know, Black America, man, y'all was it, you know? But he was like, when he got to the US, the thing that drove him was, this has to work. Ain't no plan B.
Wow.
That was his mindset. I ended up talking to, I have a Egyptian brother named Mamdou. You know what I'm saying? I talked to Mamdou, like, hey man, when you came to the States, like, what was it like? You got your business going, this, that, another. He told me the exact same thing. There's no plan B.
We have to come together as a diaspora. There is no plan B.
There is no plan B. It has to happen.
I want to talk about a mentality that hinders that. You said we have to come together, right? We do have an individualistic mentality. A lot of people know that we're on a sinking boat, but they just want a nice, cozy, comfortable spot while we're on that sinking boat. As long as they got a cool spot on the boat with everybody, they cool. So when that person gets their house, they get their nice car, they got their job, they good. They satisfied. As a collective, yeah, we sinking, but they got a nice, comfortable spot on that sinking boat, so they good. And I think that's a mentality that really hinders us to come together, because so many of us get what they want to get and they're satisfied and they're good, and they kind of just, like you just said, peace out.
Yeah.
And I think that stops us from coming together like well.
You know, I'm no longer a proletariat now. I'm bourgeoisie. So
yeah. like hey, I'm good. Hey, my credit is good, man. I eat what I want to eat. You know, I live over here in this good neighborhood now. I'm good. So unite, like y'all handle what y'all gotta handle. I'm good over here. I think that you know what you said earlier, I am because we are. Right. You know, a lot of us don't have that mentality. You know, once we get to where we want to get at, we good. And we kind of just do our own thing. And I think that really hinders us when it comes to coming together.
And to kind of bring this to a close, and as I definitely want to get your closing thoughts, the pressure that I'm getting is when we look at how our stories are told, particularly with Malcolm and Marie and Judas and the Black Messiah, the understanding that is to me most important. No matter where it is that we think we go, whatever it is that we think we did, we're doing these things, positive and negative, to ourselves and to our community. So you have to ask yourself, for the things that I am doing to Black women and to things that I'm doing out in the community, however successful that I might be, if that success does not translate to the community's success, then I, in some ways, am committing some form of harm by not including my community, by not in some ways finding a way to make sure that my prosperity lends itself to the community's prosperity, but also then my behavior when it comes to women, I'm inhibiting the community as a whole by doing things negatively against Black women, knowing that if I consider myself a Black man and I want to see myself prosper, that the things that I am doing to Black women directly affect me, because those are my peers. That's my people. Those are my colleagues, regardless of the industry that we're in together. You know what I mean? We're in an economy together as Black people. We are in a community. We are in society with one another. And so negative or positive, it's all coming back to me in some way, shape, or form. But
my brother just said, yo, some of us are receiving blessings that was supposed to be distributed to the community, and we keep them to ourselves. And that's exactly what I think when you say that. So some of us getting these, we getting these blessings, we getting these bags, and it was meant to be distributed and looked out for with the community with, but we keeping it to ourselves. And that's what I think of when you say that.
Yeah, no, that's real. That's real. Azra, your thoughts?
Yeah, I think. Oh, was Zamir or Anthony?
No,
sorry.
Sister, you got it.
Oh, no, I just wanted to say that, you know, this conversation has been wonderful. So thank you for joining us and having this great dialogue. But, you know, these are topics that need to be discussed more, number one. And number two, I just think that when it comes to the collective, when we think about really raising each other up, it is a less of us, it's more of my service to all mankind philosophy, right? Because we are being looked at. What Black people as a society, as a country, all within the country do, it's always being watched and emulated, duplicated, not as great, but they're always duplicating what is happening.
Speaking to a sphere of influence that extends. Go ahead.
Correct. Yeah, influence. And we're influencers, we're trendsetters. I say we, you know, but it is like a collective thinking process. And if we would just sit down and think about all of the things that we can do just individually, and then give it back, have this mentality of giving back, paying forward. These are just human things, but it's really embedded in our culture and in our DNA. Yeah. Because if you've ever been to a Black barbecue, you already know no one goes hungry.
Nobody goes hungry at the Black barbecue.
And
you take a plate home. Take a plate home.
That's cultural. That's deep. That goes all the way back to.
Can I tell you
can go to Sudan or Egypt or anywhere.
Business law case right there. And it's not so much financial, right? But it's more strategic, right? Because you came to my house, your presence and your company, and as compensation almost in a circular way, right? For you gracing my house as a guest and sharing your goodwill and your good energy. Take this plate with you. You know what I'm saying?
We all contributed to the pot.
All contributed to that pot. Man.
So that's my takeaway from, listening to the film industry and the things that are being perpetuated right now in the media. I think it's important to pay attention to those messages and hopefully our youth are grabbing onto those gems, because it is important to help that articulate to other cultures, even because they're looking to us. Right. And so we're trendsetters, and we need to start looking above and beyond our influence and saying, okay, what can we do to heal? What can we do to take care of one another, our well-being? And, you know, the things that Brother Anthony's doing with his group, I mean, that, again, I hope we plug that some more. But yeah, we need more traction in those kinds of spaces and more young people following suit to what Brother Anthony's doing here locally in Phoenix. So that's my 2 cents. I was really touched and honored to be a part of this conversation. So thank you.
Same here, same here. And Brother Anthony, real quick, can you plug yourself in terms of Useful Hands? Where can people find you? Where can people support you?
UsefulHandsPHX.com. That's my actual website. And Facebook, Useful Hands PHX. It's a 2-day program where gentlemen learn life skills. So over the course of 2 days, the first day they will learn auto care, you know, changing tires, batteries, everything, all the components in the vehicle, everything essential about having a vehicle, they're going to learn. And that same day, they also learn charcoal grilling. So they all get their own barbecue grill for the day. They get assigned a grill, a table, and they do food prep. So they're not just putting frozen hamburger patties. They prep their own food. They check the temperature of their own food to make sure it's done. Like, they learn everything from top to bottom to learn how to, you know, feed a family. One day, I already have 12 and 13-year-old boys. Their mother texted me saying, "Hey, I just bought him a grill. He's good cooking hamburgers for the whole family."
That's beautiful.
So, and then the second day, they learn fishing, the philosophy behind fishing, how it builds patience, and then they also learn some woodworking. You know, I want to put a drill in their hand while they're young, and this is all meant for them to learn things so they don't have to play catch up when they're my age.
Right.
A lot of brothers have to be in the situation and to find out, man, I don't know this. I want to prevent that young man from having a flat tire with his girlfriend in the car, and he don't know how to tend a flat tire because his girlfriend do. Or because these are real situations that men told me, like, yo, man, I never had a dad teach me these things. So that's one of the reasons why I do this, and I dropped the age so low, because I want to give them a head start. So that's Useful Hands PHX, and I just released my first children's book called I Can't Wait to Be a Man, and that's for smaller children, and it just has a whole bunch of nuggets and lessons about and qualities about what it is that makes a man be the best he could be. Talks about chivalry, taking care of responsibilities, speaking up, standing up if you see a girl student being picked on by the boys. So it talks about accountability. And real quick, I want to say this, because I know earlier I kind of sounded kind of down about how do we inspire and shift other brothers' mentality. And I was like, I didn't know answer, because they already grown. I didn't want to come off like that, because I do focus on boys, and I know it's a little harder for men. But I do want to say this: it's going to take a lot more of speaking out about Brian, Brother Anthony Haskins, Brother Anthony, all the brothers in the community. It's going to take a lot of us brothers to speak out about it. We talk about the good cops and the bad cops, and the good cops don't speak out. It's the same kind of philosophy. We got to talk. We got to have a lot more brothers speaking out, showing love, making it look cool. You know what I'm saying? That brother who did that to that sister in the liquor store, bit her face because whatever reason, and the brothers was laughing, this and that. We need more of the good soldier brothers. The good brothers start speaking out and praising women.
Yeah.
Being more vulnerable. Like, yo, man, my lady helped me out like this. The more we keep on seeing that over the years, I think the more brothers are gonna be like, yo, man, that's the wave, man. We got to be real. That's the wave. So it's going to take a lot more speaking out from the good brothers, man, and keeping each other more accountable.
Silence is complicity.
That's my answer to that.
Silence is complicity. I get that for sure.
Yeah.
Anthony Haskins, tell us where we can find you and support you, brother, while you're working on your masters.
I'm in here in the DMV right now. I work for the city, well, the state government now, or the Commonwealth.
Right.
Grad student out here at Bowie State. Y'all see me. Y'all probably see me doing more community work in my hometown of Gary, Indiana.
Okay.
My brother, he's we're working on starting a nonprofit called the Nathan Herman Project in the Gary, Indiana area, man. We're going to start with the young boys, man. Yeah. And, just kind of, work some stuff out of them, you know what I mean? And
sure. Are you on IG?
I'm on IG. It's Tone 357. It's Tone 357. You can hit me up there, say what's up. But, you know, I'm gonna be popping up in Phoenix too. You know, the COVID been crazy. So I ain't been back to Phoenix in like a year, but you know,
he's an amazing DJ too. He's an amazing DJ for real. Like he's the best DJ you would ever see.
You know what? I'm setting up my turntables in my basement. My basement gonna be my little man cave or whatever. But you know, doing COVID, man, I was taking care of my father while he was sick and stuff like that. So my mind wasn't really into hopping on, you know, Facebook and mixing for the peeps, man. But I feel like I need to get back in that. That's my anti-drug, you know what I mean? Okay. And you know, Brother Anthony, I might have to come out to Phoenix, man, and just bring the turntables out and show the youngsters how to beat match. You know what I mean?
Yo, DJ school? Can we get a DJ school?
Yeah, show them how to beat match, and you know, we'll try to set something up and kind of go from there, because that's a good hustle with college. Paid for a lot of books for me.
Come on now.
Hey, stay left, man. It's all about exposure, man, because a lot of them just don't know. So exposing them to different things and planting seeds is so important. Showing them other things besides basketball, football, rapping, exposing them to different careers, man. So yeah, absolutely, man.
Yeah, we'll get up.
Thank everybody.
Hey, I appreciate the invite, man. Anytime you want to have these conversations, we definitely need to have more of them.
Yeah, man. We'd love to have you guys back, man. We'd love to have you guys back. You know what I mean? Catch up. We'll definitely follow up and do another episode like this, because I think there's so much healing that needs to take place, and just shifting in ideology, right? I feel like in this virtual space, we have the opportunity to kind of be a bug in people's ears to think differently. Just think a little bit differently and behave differently and see if it works for you. You know, at the end of the day, you know, nobody is here trying to tell people what to do and say, we got the answers. We got some things you want to think about, right? Yeah. And so if you think about it and you experiment with different behavior, we feel like it could be beneficial, and it could lead to a path where you're able to kind of grow. And that's ultimately what anybody wants, is growth, right?
I hope so. Growth is where you're at, and it's uncomfortable sometimes.
Right. It don't always feel good.
Right.
It don't always feel good, exactly. So yeah, well-being is all about the work.
Man, you know, you either gonna grow or you're gonna get left behind.
Exactly. And that, with that final word, we appreciate our audience and Apolitical, and we thank our guests for joining us. And please stay tuned for the next episode of Apolitical, and continue to watch us this season. Make sure you subscribe to Apolitical, Team Apolitical on YouTube. Have a good night and good evening, everybody.
Word.